Hi guys, welcome back to Rosem React, where we break it down and keep it real. Let's get into it.
So it looks like ICE is altering police databases to erase people. Like erase people's records. Like people who have Hispanic last names, getting rid of their social security number data, their driver's license information. So when you get pulled over, it doesn't look like you're a citizen. And they could do this to anybody.
We have some extremely terrifying news going on, guys. So ICE is trying to get rid of and eliminate U.S. citizens. Yes, you heard me correctly. U.S. citizens. ICE is targeting people with Hispanic last names, and they are erasing them from the database in order to deport them illegally, without due process, without nobody knowing, because they're no longer in the database. Guys, if this doesn't scare you, if this doesn't honestly terrify you, because this is scary. So you're telling me that because I have a Spanish last name, now I'm a direct target? So I can be pulled over by a cop, and I did confirm this information. So I want to hear all you Trumpies and MAGA come at me, because I will bring a cop on here that will verify word for word what I am saying. If you get pulled over by a cop and they ask you for your license and your license cannot be found, they will ask you for your social. If your social cannot be found, most likely ICE has erased you from the database in order to be able to deport you illegally if you get pulled over and you are Latino.
Okay, so word on the street, ICE is deleting people's data. Apparently that, especially if you have a Hispanic name or whatever, they delete you from the government database or something like that. So if you get pulled over by the cops or something like that, your name will not show up as a citizen or born in the US or whatever, as a citizen in general. And then they could detain you or something like that. This is a word in the street.
They are trying to deport United States citizens by erasing them from databases. ICE is flagging people with Hispanic last names. So if you get stopped at a traffic light and they're asking you for your license and they say, oh, your license is not here, give me your social security number. Oh, your social security number is not here. Well, that probably means ICE removed you from the database so that they could deport you illegally.
Easy fun experience I had today is I was driving and I noticed a cop bang a U-turn hard. Turned her blues on, came flying up behind me. So I parked in a bank parking lot just because it was out of the way and it's Sunday. And so I am sitting there. She walks up. She tells me why she pulled me over. It was because of a inspection sticker. Not a big deal, really. Asked for my ID, give her my ID. And then she comes back over after, 4 or 5 minutes. And she's like, do you have an ID in any other states? And I was like, yeah, here's the other states I've had IDs in. And so I'm not thinking much of it. I was like, okay, it must be a clerical issue or something. And she ends up coming back a few minutes later, and she's like, okay, can I get your social security number? I was like, that's a first. I've never had them ask for my social security number at any traffic stop, ever. So I'm like, okay, here's the social security number. Then like 5 minutes later again, she comes back. She's like, yeah, so I'm not pulling you up in any of our systems, in any state you said you had a license in. She's like, I had to call my sergeant. I was like, okay, well, we'll see how that goes then. So the sergeant ends up coming up. He asked me to step out of the car, but essentially plays back everything. And he's like, is this a real license? I was like, yeah, it's a real license. He's like, this is a real license from that state. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, so there's no like security codes or holographics or anything. I was like, I don't know. It's just the ID they give me. And I was like, I even have the motorcycle permit in my wallet still. So it's like, I have that one if you want to see that one. He's like, hold on then. So then they have me stand at the back of the cruiser. The officer originally pulled me over. She stands there with me while the sergeant's doing his thing. And I don't know, like 20 minutes later, he comes back over. He's like, I got it all squared away. You're all set. I was like, no, hold on. You just like basically told me I might be getting arrested, that you guys think I have a fake ID, which is another crime in and of itself. And I was like, basically, you guys told me you have no idea who I am or what I am, yet I gave you my license. What is happening? And
Right now, across the United States, there is a deep sense of fear sweeping through the Latino community. It's not just fear of losing jobs or fear of getting sick. It's the fear of being taken. Incidents are happening again. And people, women, children are all scared. Families are waking up every day not knowing if today might be the day they are separated from their loved ones. Moms are walking their kids to school wondering if they will be there to pick them up. Workers are looking over their shoulders wondering if ICE will show up at their job site and take them. Even those with legal documents are nervous because ICE has shown again and again that it doesn't always get things right. ICE is even erasing Hispanic names from the database. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Rosem. Kindly consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me play a few clips on the same, and I'll be back with my commentary. All credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
number. Then like 5 minutes later again, she comes back. She's like, yeah, so I'm not pulling you up in any of our systems, in any state you said you had a license in. She's like, I had to call my sergeant. I was like, okay, well, we'll see how that goes then. So the sergeant ends up coming up. He asked me to step out of the car, but essentially plays back everything. And he's like, is this a real license? I was like, yeah, it's a real license. He's like, this is a real license from that state. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, so there's no like security codes or holographics or anything. I was like, I don't know. It's just the ID they give me. And I was like, I even have the motorcycle permit in my wallet still. So it's like, I have that one if you want to see that one. He's like, hold on then. So then they have me stand at the back of the cruiser. The officer originally pulled me over. She stands there with me while the sergeant's doing his thing. And I don't know, like 20 minutes later, he comes back over. He's like, I got it all squared away. You're all set. I was like, no, hold on. You just like basically told me I might be getting arrested, that you guys think I have a fake ID, which is another crime in and of itself. And I was like, basically, you guys told me you have no idea who I am or what I am, yet I gave you my license. What is happening? And then like, you asked my social security number. That's never happened before. He's like, well, in all honesty, you can thank ICE for this one. I was like, what? He's like, you know, your name. I was like, so because I have a Hispanic last name, I'm flagged in ICE? He's like, well, you're not just flagged, you're kind of removed from everything. So I almost got arrested because of a system with ICE flagging a US-born citizen who spent my entire life in this country since the day I was born. 2 generations of my family have been born in the United States, and yet I got flagged. And the kicker is my last name isn't even Mexican, it's Spanish. So I am Hispanic, but the last name that we have is actually a Spaniard last name because my, grandfather had a thing for Mexican women, I guess. And he, so anyways, yeah, now I'm flagged. And he's like, yeah, this might keep happening to you now.
These raids are not just happening in big cities. They are happening in small towns, rural areas, suburbs, anywhere ICE thinks they can find undocumented people. And the way they are doing it is terrifying. Some raids happen early in the morning when people are still in pajamas. Others happen outside grocery stores, schools, or courthouses. There is no warning, no mercy, just sirens, shouting, and fear. Latino communities are feeling the pressure. Even if someone is not undocumented themselves, they may have a family member, a friend, a neighbor who is. So the fear spreads. People stop going out. They avoid driving. Some even skip doctor's appointment or court dates just to avoid being sick. And here's the thing, it's not just about immigration status anymore. It's about racial profiling. Many Latinos, whether they are citizens or not, feel like target just because of how they look or how they speak. Imagine being born in the US but still worrying about being questioned, detained, or harassed simply for having a Hispanic name or an accent. That's the reality of many right now. ICE says they are just doing their job, but the way they are doing it is causing real harm. Children are being traumatized. People are losing trust in police. Communities are being torn apart. And families are being torn apart. And for what? For a system that keeps using fear instead of fairness. Some Latinos are saying that they feel like they are living in a war zone. One wrong move, One trip to the wrong place, one missed document, and their whole life could change. And that's not way to live. That's not freedom. That's survival mode. And what makes it even more worse, many of these people have lived in the US for years. They have built families, bought homes, paid taxes, and contributed to society. But none of that seems to matter when ICE comes knocking. They are treated like criminals, even if their only crime was trying to build a better life. There are videos all over online showing how people are reacting. Some show ICE agents blocking cars, surrounding homes, or dragging people away. Others show community members bonding each other, organizing raids, or sharing legal tips. The fear is heavy, but so is the solidarity. Still, many people feel helpless. They ask, where do we go from here? Who is protecting us? And unfortunately, there are not always clear answers. Immigration laws are complicated. Policies change with every administration, and in the meantime, people are suffering. Some Latinos are even regretting the political choices they made in the past. They supported tough on immigration leaders, thinking it wouldn't affect them. But now, those same policies are knocking at their doors. It's a painful lesson, and many are speaking out, warning others not to make the same mistake. The truth is, fear is being used as a weapon. It's being used to silence people, to push them into the shadows, to make them feel small. But fear doesn't mean people are weak. In fact, many are rising up, organizing, and demanding better. Activists are out there helping people know their rights. Community groups are setting up safe house and legal lanes. And online people are sharing resources like never before. Because even though ICE is spreading fear, the community is responding with strength. But that doesn't erase the pain. It doesn't take away the fear the kids feel when their parents are late coming home. It doesn't stop the nightmare families have after a neighbor gets taken. It doesn't fix the damage ICE raids are doing every day. And let us be clear, this is not just about a Latino issue, this is a human rights issue. No one should have to live in fear of being torn from their home. No one should be targeted because of their skin color, accent, or birthplace. This is about dignity, justice, and kind of society we all want to live in. To everyone watching, if you're not affected, that doesn't mean that you can't care. Stand up, speak up, support your neighbors, because when you stay silent, the system wins. And when enough people stand together, real changes can happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.